Greetings, friends. Your cartoonist pal Stan here with a brand new episode of Random Encounters, the show where I use random encounter tables, like the kind you find in tabletop role playing games, such as Dungeons and Dragons, and together with input from you, those of you in the live chat room, and whatever is floating around in the ether, I come up with random drawing prompts. Prompts I don't know exactly what they're going to be, and then I take a who and I take a what, smash them together, and then we draw it. We draw it for the fun of it, just for the fun of it. This is all about the fun of drawing. Drawing is fun. Or so I've always said, and you know what? There's a lot of things I say that I may not be 100% sure of, but I'm sure about that one. Drawing is fun, and I encourage you to grab your favorite pen or pencil or crayon or marker or electronic drawing implement and a piece of paper, a piece of printer paper, back of an envelope, a fancy sketchbook you might have lying around, and just draw along. Draw for the fun of it. You don't have to draw the same things I'm drawing. You don't even have to draw the same rough subjects I'm drawing. Just draw something. Just draw. And you'll see by the end of the hour or so, you'll be having fun too. So that's what it's all about. This week, of course, is Halloween. Tomorrow is Halloween, so we are having our annual Halloween special, where the prompts are going to be roughly Halloween themed. Hello, Michael. Good evening to you, sir. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so it'll be some, I don't know, spooky's the right word? I don't remember what I put on the charts. I think it's more about Halloween vibe than we've got monsters all the time. Everything's kind of have a spooky drawings every week with the D&D monsters. Drawing some game board tonight. You're drawing game board tonight. Okay. What kind of game? Let us know. All right, yeah, so we're going to be doing Halloween-themed stuff tonight. I don't have any candy around here because if I did, I'd just eat it. And where I live, I never get any trick-or-treaters, so I've decided this year, rather than bringing in candy, which I will end up eating, I'm going to not bring any in, and tomorrow I'm going to turn the lights out and pretend I'm not home. Like I say, I don't need to worry about it. We don't get trick-or-treaters in my neighborhood. Haven't for years. Not 4 years, for years. So, I'm going to grab my iPad Pro with the app Procreate and an Apple Pencil. These are the tools that I use to do this. You don't have to, by any means. These are the tools I use to do my professional work and my fun work. And I'm getting everything set up here so I can shift over and you all can see that our prompts this week are Halloween themed, Halloween special. So we've got the usual who's. We've got very D&D-ish or gaming-ish. We got a dragon and Venger, the character from the D&D cartoon, and Cthulhu and a beholder, and sees a ghost, trick or treat, bobbing for apples, and pumpkin patch are what's. I don't know why I felt like I needed to read them all. I don't usually do that. Just doing something different tonight. Are you all Halloweeny type people? You like to get dressed up? I'm not a cosplayer. I'm not a cosplaying enthusiast. I don't particularly like getting dressed up for Halloween. I like going to Halloween parties. I like seeing other people doing it. I just don't. I don't like putting on costumes. I don't know why. So I don't do any of that. You guys, you have any good costumes going on this year? Leave them in chat. Share with the world. Chat amongst yourselves. In the meanwhile, I'm going to move on and get this party started, yo. So I come on over to the dice roller. I'm going to roll d4s this time because we only have 4 choices. And we've got a 4, a 2, and a 4. 2 and a 4 is our first option. And that is Venger, Pumpkin. Venger in the Pumpkin Patch. Alright, so we got turn off that. And we're going to come here and have Venger in the Pumpkin Patch. So Venger is a tall guy with one horn and one broken horn. I think the broken horn's on the left. Which side is it? I'm gonna look that up. It makes a difference to me. Venger. No, it's on the right, not the left. I was wrong. Alright, so we'll switch that right away. Venger in a pumpkin patch. Well, Venger's a tall, thin, demony guy. I don't usually do references for myself, but I've got an idea. Okay. Here we go. That ought to do nicely. Do you guys have plans for your Halloweens? You got any big going out parties, or you gonna stay home and just deal with trick or treaters like you might? That's right. We got Linus. Got a peanutty Linus. Because a pumpkin patch. Who do you associate with a pumpkin patch? I associate Linus. Gonna have some pumpkins all over the place. Some leaves. Linus has got a little bit of. I'm trying to get him not so much in a. I want it to be recognizable as Linus, but my version of it. So what? So certainly there seems like there's a great pumpkin joke here. Exactly what it is, I'm not sure, but gonna grab that and make it bigger so it fills up the page. That's about our drawing. What are you guys thinking? It too, Michael. Oh, what do we got going on here? Um, Listen to Florence Welch's. Oh, well, that sounds nice. I'm not familiar with Florence Welch myself, but I can believe that that is someone who's got. You know what? Anytime you got a new music from someone who you like, that's a good day. Trying to think of what kind of thing Venger could be saying. Like, I'm not sorry, kid. Oh, Florence and the Machine. I'm familiar with Florence and the Machine. That's all. I did not know they had a new album out. This Venger saying something like the Great Pumpkin's not the only one that can appreciate a sincere pumpkin patch kid. All right, let's put some lines on this and then maybe figure out a good caption afterwards. Just wanted to make sure I was on the right layer. I've goofed that up a couple of weeks in a row, so I wanted to double check myself. Did they ever explain how Venger's one horn got destroyed? I don't seem to recall that ever being explained. Thinking about it here, it feels like it would have been fun to add Dungeon Master in too. Maybe I'll maybe I'll sneak him into the drawing. Good grief. Now I'm thinking that Dungeon Master and Snoopy are probably in cahoots. Maybe I could draw them on the fence in the background. They did it in the Requiem finale. Well, the Requiem finale, I know there was a script for that that never got made. Is that, you know what? I did read that once, and I've seen people who put together uh, fan made um, animations of Requiem. Um, I tried sitting through one, and it was terrible. I couldn't. All right, I'm going back to the sketch layer here, and I think I'm going to add in Dungeon Master. And Snoopy. I think Snoopy's getting his flat eyes as opposed to his circular eyes. Alright, so now come back up to the lines layer and erase out where the hands are going to be coming in. But we'll add in Dungeon Master. And Snoopy. And then Venger can, I don't know exactly what he should be saying. Something about the fact that he's not the great pumpkin and he's looking for that little gnome. Alright, let's go to the color layer, shall we? We'll switch over to the gloaming brush. Venger has a very pale blue face. remember a dark reddish head thing with a even darker horn. I think a purple cloak. I don't know. Purple will certainly work. I haven't watched The Great Pumpkin yet this Halloween season. I like to. I'm a big Peanuts fan, big Schultz fan. I like to watch the and It's the Great Pumpkin. Charlie Brown is one of my favorites, and a lot because Snoopy is uh, so prevalent in it. We get that big long World War I flying ace segment. Oop, left out one pumpkin. I haven't even done Linus yet. Boy, Linus is just getting short shrift here. Back here we got Dungeon Master. Put a little gray in his hair. A little hint of shading on Snoopy. And now I'm forced to admit that I have absolutely no idea what's going on here. Um, I don't know about sincerity, kid. I'm just here to catch that pesky gnome. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Let's see. We'll come back here to the sketch layer. Using something like I don't care. There we go. It's an adaptation of what you said. I don't care how sincere the patch is, kid. I'm looking for that gnome. All right, let's fill that in, and we can. I think we'll have ourselves a fun little drawing. I don't care how sincere. I'm looking. Come on. There we go. Hmm. Now, maybe I'll take a little bit of that very dark blue again. Nope, 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 nope. No, it's drawing too much attention. Never mind. I was going to try and put some darkness in the sky to make it seem like night, but it was clearly going to start drawing way more attention than I wanted it to. What do I need? What do I need? I think I need to come in here with a little bit of gray and just put a little highlight on the fence so it doesn't look so blank. But everything else, maybe we can put some highlights on the pumpkins. There we go. Now I will take my inking pen, go back to the lines layer, and put a little stand in the corner because we have Venger and a pumpkin patch. And that there is our first drawing. Ooh. Did I scare you? Probably not. Okay. So Michael is saying that he sent me a picture. He did a speed sketch with me in it. That sounds exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing that. All right, that's the first drawing. Done and done. But we're not really done. We're going to do another couple drawings. A couple more Halloween drawings before we're done with the evening. Ran out of breath there. Okay. Oh, let's get everything ready here. I'm gonna turn off group 1, turn on group 2, get the blue sketching brush, turn back on our encounter tables, and we're good. We had Venger in a pumpkin patch for our first drawing. What's our second drawing gonna be? Only the dice know for sure. Let's see. So we're going to roll it around, roll it, and we got ourselves a 1 and a 1. And that's going to be Dragon. Dragon sees a ghost. Ooh. Dragon sees a ghost. So now I left that purposely very wide open. Is the dragon scared of the ghost? Not necessarily. He's a dragon. Um, does he see a ghost of a dragon? I don't know. What do you guys? What do you think, folks out there in chat? Think you've got going on a dozen people watching. What do you think? A dragon and a ghost. That's all we need. It could be anything. It could be it could be similar to that one. It just be a big dragon here. And a little ghost saying boo. And the dragon could be scared, or the dragon could just be nonplussed. Alternatively, it could be a dragon chatting with a ghost of an adventurer they just roasted. That sounds like an interesting scene. We could have a dragon here. Yeah, holding up a fried ghost, a goat thing, and the ghost coming out of it saying, well, that was uncalled for. Your snoring can wake the dead. Kind of like both of these ideas. And I find it a very, very cute, just a little ghost going, ooh, fear me. But the idea of a adventurer, I think I'll go with your idea. I think I'll go with the adventurer. Very often, I wind up taking my own ideas. Maybe I'll sketch that one out later. All right. So we're gonna have a goat. We're gonna have a dragon. So I'm gonna say dragons. When I draw them, I'm always talking about simple shapes and basic shapes. Maybe he's roasting them right now. And there's a ghost coming out. So the shape that I build dragons out of almost always is triangles. So we've got kind of a triangular head and a triangular body. Even the arms are kind of long, going tapering out to the claws. Should I give a try? I just drew an ear on the dragon. I almost never draw ears on dragons. Not sure if that'll stick around. Yeah, well, now you're stuck with me? All right. Wow, that's a very quick sketch, but I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. So I'm going to just go right in and start drawing. I think I'm going to draw the fire in red. Do the lines of the fire in red. And then in here, well, we'll get to that in a second. Ooh, it's looking more like antennas than horns. I just noticed what you wrote again. Now you're stuck with me forever. All right, looking interesting. I'm going to put some details out there. Now I'll come back and put another blast of flame on top of that. And then I'm going to draw the ghost in a blue outline. Guess I probably should actually take a little more time, come back into the sketch. The ghost I want to be clearly an adventurer. And now he's just very amorphous. So let's. In fact, we want him to look like a kind of stereotypical knight. Do him a plume on his head, and everything. All right, and now come into the lines layer. Let's drop the opacity on the sketch a bit. Because I'm going to be drawing in blue, I don't want it to be fighting too much with the blue in the sketch. I do these sketches in a second color to make it easier on myself. The sketch is in blue and I'm drawing in black, it's really easy for me to see the difference. But since I want this ghost to be blue, suddenly doing the sketch in blue is not helping. And then we'll go from that down to a wispy, ghostly body. And if I turn off the sketch layer entirely now, let's see, we've got that. What do I need to add on here? Little extra details. Put some scales on the dragon. Like so. I think that's about it. Dragon clearly didn't think this through. It's a funny idea. Good job, folks. He's going to say, well, now you're stuck with me forever. Let's go to the color layer. And we'll maybe go with a green dragon. There's a colored dragon I haven't done. I've done a lot of red dragons. That's too dark. A lot of red dragons, a few blue dragons here on the show. I don't think I've done a green dragon. I mean, I suppose green dragon wouldn't be breathing fire in D&D. They'd be breathing chlorine gas. But let's not get too worried about the finer details. It's a gag. Just realized I've never done a black dragon either. I think I want those to be off-white. And then we're going to do some yellow here in the fire. Some lighter blue just to highlight the ghost a little bit. There we go. Surreptitious, I love it when a plan comes together too. I think we all pulled together and made this one happen. I'm going to come back and go back to the lines layer and put down in the corner my little stand because we have ourselves the strange story of a dragon and a ghost. Maybe a little bit of highlighting on the dragon. Not that dark. There we go. Just a bit. Again, to add a little bit of feeling of three-dimensionality and texture. Add a little bit of this to your drawings or your coloring. It really sells the idea and makes people think that you put in a lot more effort. It's a big bang for the buck, this kind of thing. All right, I think we got it here. There we have ourselves a dragon and a ghost. Ooh. Hey, Patrick, it has been a while. Good to see you. Glad you could make it. We've just finished our second drawing. I get to take a brief little pause here. Stretch it out. Stretch it out. It's there's something about that dragon that I find appealing. I don't know why. I have to figure that out. He's a very generic, one of my generic dragons, but there's something about him that has captured me more than usual. Maybe not you. Maybe it's just a me thing. This really does. I mean, it seems like this could be the start of a story, right? The start of the story is the dragon kills an adventurer, then is stuck with the ghost. And the story is what happens to the dragon and the adventurer's ghost and how they interact. I don't know what that story would be, but I've got that feeling in here. There's something to this. Okay. Let's reset everything here. Come back, turn off group 2, turn on group 3, turn back on our encounter tables. Like the Odd Couple. Yeah, I like the Odd Couple. And they're not so diametrically opposed that it's an obvious pairing, but it's an interesting, weird pairing. That's got to be what is attracting me to it. All right, here we go. Ready? Do one more, and then get ready for tomorrow's Halloween. We finished 2 drawings now. We started with Venger in a pumpkin patch, and we had a dragon sees a ghost. Let's see what the dice tell us for our 3rd drawing tonight. Come on over here, back, and roll 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 and stop. And we get a 2 and a 3. Is that we had Venger before. Bobbing for apples is 3. We could make it Cthulhu Trick or Treat if we flop the 2 and the 3. Did I get that right? Was the 2 on the white die? Yeah. Or we could go for something completely different. We've got a little extra time. Anything you guys would like to see in particular on this Halloween special for our 3rd drawing? Yeah, Larry Elmore just draws great dragons of all sorts. But yeah, that green dragon Patrick on the companion box set is mwah, chef's kiss. Yeah. Any thoughts? Wait as we have the time lag between when I say it and you type it. But I certainly don't want to revisit Venger. But bobbing for apples is good, and trick or treating is good. Um, Beholder bobbing for apples. I'm thinking when a beholder bobs for apples, he just uses his levitation eye to lift the apples up. All right, which now is making me laugh, so it sounds like that's what I'm doing. All right, so we got a beholder is just basically a big circle, so we can start there, and we'll have a bucket. And then someone's got to be yelling at the beholder. Now, what do I want to move around here? I think I want to move the beholder a little bit. Up a little higher. Right? There's a beholder has a levitation. Is it levitation? Again, probably don't need to look this up. Let's see. Beholder eye stalks. Beholder eye rays. What has he got? What has he got? All right. Anti-magic, disintegrate, transmute, cause sleep. All right, so it's not certain. All right, so we can do that. We're gonna do that. No levitation. No levitation eye stalks. All right, let's go to the lines layer and draw this, shall we? If yeah, Surreptitious says if I'm the DM and I says he has one, he does. You're right. You're absolutely right. I like to. You know what? I don't worry about not breaking any of the rules, but I like to not do something that seems too far off. Like beholders have disintegration eye stalks for sure. Levitation, not so sure. But as you say, I'm the DM. I get to say. And if I say it's so, it's so. Rule 0. I did a Bolt and Quiver comic. Bolt and Quiver was a comic I did in Dungeon and Polyhedron magazine. Also, later on in Kobold Quarterly, um, about an elf uh, named uh, Bolt and a uh, halfling named Quiver. I did one where uh, the the punchline was it had been a series that featured a beholder attacking the town, and the final drawing in the series, or the final cartoon in the series, had Quiver being lit up by in different colors and having different reactions, and the joke was that, well, the setup was that Bolt was riding the beholder, grabbing eye stalks and shooting them at him to try and figure out which eye stalk was which. And I remember when I was doing that, talking to the editors at the time, it was very important to get or it was deemed very important to get the colors right. Like the disintegration eye stalk was a purple beam. It so it said in the rules. I don't remember exactly where, but at the time that was deemed important. And so I carry that with me, even into this drawing, where it really isn't important. None of these things are important. It's just a gag. And yet I still worry about it because it was drilled into me. Anytime we got a beholder, we got to make sure that it's clear that he's bobbing in the air. Going to draw our second gnome of the night. I guess first one was Dungeon Master from the D&D cartoon. Not absolutely clear that he's a gnome. Not sure what this gnome is, except that he's a gnome. Unclear. I had a For a minute there, I thought that he was definitely going to have cleric's robes on, and I was drawing him without the cleric's robes. We'll see. These kind of indigo beams are going to be now the color of levitation rays. Oh, want to add in there. We're going to write in here. No. No levitation I-beams. Now we can go in and do some coloring. No. As I turn off the sketch, I see that I want to add a little more detail here to the beholder. Just a little, that ought to do it, and a little here on the barrel. Alright, now we're going to go into the color. And we're going to turn on our gloaming brush again. We're going to have a green-gray beholder, as I often do. Every artist has their own preferred colors for certain monsters. I like to do these green, grayish green, greenish gray beholders. I've, over the last couple of years doing the Wednesday show, 50 Years in the Dungeon, I've done a bunch of uh, homages to paintings with beholders in them. And there, I do whatever color that artist thinks a beholder ought to be. And the eye stalks have different colored eyes. There we go. Going to draw. Got the apples floating up out of the water. Going to have blue for the water. Oops, I missed those little tops of apples. come in here, I'm going to have a blue-gray for the tub. Like that. Oh, I lost the shadow. I didn't want to draw the shadow of the beholder with a black outline. So now it's gone because I turned the sketch layer off. Turn it on there, I can definitely put it in. Probably put a shadow under our gnome and the bucket too, just so it's clear what's going on there. A couple of little more just ground squirgles, little imperfections. There we go. What do I need to do? What do I want to do? Well, you know how I have the beholder showing little movement? I want to do the same for the apples because they're being floated up. Nah, he doesn't need those. There we go, that's better. Why is that better? Well, so when I drew these as kind of sweat bullets, it given the level of detail, it was unclear. They looked real. They looked physical in a scene where they're not. It's supposed to be a just an energy feeling, and so in this case, just a little straight lines are doing the job better. But there we go. Put a little stand in the corner because we have ourselves a beholder bobbing for apples. show he's angry by putting a little color in the... it's not working. Not working for me. Do a little less of it. Nope, still not working for me. We'll just leave it as it is. No levitation I-beams. In fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back, and I'm just going to put an underline, even though it's already bold. I'm going to put an underline under the note. No levitation I-beams. There we go. Gnome reminds you of Gargamel. I can see that. I can see that. All right, there we go. We've got ourselves a beholder bobbing for apples. Kinda, in his beholderish way. And that there is our third drawing for the evening. So, as we're getting ready here to wrap up Halloween tomorrow. Hopefully you all have a very happy Halloween. I'm looking at this, and I think the beholder, once again, probably could use just a little bit of shading. So I'm going to grab that green and get it a darker version. Not a lot. Just a little bit here and there. And then also on the tongue. That'll do it. Look at that. Oh, it makes a big difference to me. I think, look at little things I can add. Just a little bit of lighter than that. Even lighter than that. Just a little bit of color to get the idea that these waves are causing an effect, are causing something to happen over the whole area. Okay. All right. For real. For reals this time, we're done. For reals. So let me have a sip. We'll do an outro, and then we'll go get ready for our Halloween weekend. Those of you in the U.S., I know we got Halloween, but before we meet again, it will be Election Day here in the U.S. And I know it's not a presidential election year, but there's a lot of important stuff happening everywhere. And I want to encourage everyone watching this, if you're not registered in your state, it may not be too late. Check. If you are registered, make sure you vote. I'm not going to say about recommending one or another course. If you follow my social media, it's pretty clear what I think. I'm not trying to push what I think. I'm trying to say it's important to vote. Get out there and vote before the next time I see you. Do it. All right. Well, we've got 3 Halloween themed drawings all done now. We have a beholder bobbing for apples, kinda. We have a dragon meets a ghost, which, as we talked about, it feels like there's a story there, like there could be more to this than what we see. And we started off with Venger in a pumpkin patch. So, that's what it happens on Halloween here on Random Encounters. Hello, Carrie. Greetings to you all in Maryland. Glad you could pop in and say hi. Hope things are going good. Uh, I will not be dressing up tomorrow. I will not be handing out candy because no one comes around here for candy. But I do wish all of you a very merry, very happy Halloween. Happy Halloween. Remember, again, Election Day is Tuesday. Vote if you're in the U.S. And I'll be back here next week with another uh, not Halloween themed, but another 3 drawings of improv cartoons. Come back and join me. And Wednesday, of course, is 50 Years in the Dungeon. If you want to get a look at what is going on there, joining the free newsletter at 50yearsinthe.dungeon.substack.com is a good thing to do. And if you like what I'm doing and you want to be a deeper part of it, you want to get some behind the scenes stuff, some inside stuff, feel like you're, you know, part of the cool crowd, the Stan cool crowd, which is a really limiting factor on how cool it might be. But you may want to join my Patreon. Come on over to patreon.com/Stanex. Stanex, Stanex. There is a free level, but of course, my patrons, people who are paying patrons, are the ones that help to support and give me the ability to spend time doing fun things like this, as opposed to looking for work that is going to pay to keep the roof over my head. If you guys keep the roof over my head, then I gotta work for you, and that means more fun. So come on over, come on in. Patreon.com/Stanex. Michael in chat, Patrick, Surreptitious, Kerry, and everyone else who is watching. I know we've had a bunch of people watching. Thank you for joining us. Hope you have a very happy Halloween. And I will see you next time. Until then, take care. Bye.